Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Fitness Podcast, your source for all things fitness. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so I have Sharon O'Donnell on the line, and she's founder over at Fit for Good. Sharon, welcome to the show.
Hi, Adam. Thanks so much for having me. Happy to be here.
All right, so we have a hot topic today. So the physical, mental, and business impact of COVID. I mean, we've all been affected. So we're recording this right now in 2021, just for context. So maybe before we dive into that, though, just give us a little bit of an overview of what you're doing over at Fit for Good.
Sure. So Fit for Good is a digital fitness and nutrition platform that can be accessed through our app or online. With Fit for Good, our clients choose programs that provide everything from on-demand workouts to individualized training and nutrition plans. At the start, a client's plan is developed for the first couple of weeks, and then our coaches and clients work together to determine how to adjust weekly plans throughout their program. So as clients are progressing, their workouts and nutrition plans are ever changing, helping to keep it fresh and fun and engaging. Our users don't need an access to any gym or need any home equipment to stay in shape. Our Fit for Good coaches design plans around the lifestyles of our users so their fitness routines can easily become integrated into their daily lives. And every program is built into the app and provides each of our clients with the level of personal training and support they choose. Being that social good is at the heart of Fit for Good, we want everyone to play a role in creating a community of giving back. And so while our programs are for adults, it was equally important to me to ensure children would be benefiting from this company as well. So I made the decision to direct all of our charitable donations to an organization that would support the health and well-being of children. I had vetted several organizations when we started out, and I landed on Donors Choose, which is a nonprofit that allows individuals to donate to public school classroom projects. I knew when I first started out that as a startup, we would not have significant dollars to make any real impact, and impact was so important for us. But Donors Choose met our needs with their platform. Low dollar donations go a really long way. We can fund classroom projects that are focused on helping children with physical fitness and nutrition education. And it's kind of our way of doing a small part in helping to educate children on these important health habits when they're young. And I think that's a really great step in the right direction for these kids. There are several ways in which we contribute to our donation fund. The first is that we take 1% of our monthly membership fees and add it to our fund. Secondly, as our clients progress through their plans, they earn points, which are all built into our digital platform. And those points provide badges. And as they earn more badges, they unlock additional donations that we make each month. And additionally, to drive greater community participation, we promote weekly challenges like a steps challenge or a sit-up challenge or even a drinking water challenge so that our members can choose to opt into those and help drive even greater donation amounts. So I guess in the end, you can say that I believe that working towards something greater while pursuing personal health goals can create lifelong habits and empower every one of our members to make a difference for others. And I think that's the higher purpose at the heart of Fit for Good.
So given that Fit for Good is all about health and wellness, I mean, that's your space. You're working it day in and day out. I mean, what have you seen since this COVID thing hit? I mean, what's this past year or so been like, and really just how is it impacting your industry?
Wow. Yeah. So yes, it's been quite the year. And I know that the impact of COVID has been felt across every sector. Let's face it, I mean, 2020 has taught us many things, right? From learning to love our backyards to figuring out how to hold a Zoom meeting while helping our kids with, Common Core math, right? This pandemic has really caused a perfect storm of stress, and the world seemed to change overnight to this almost threatening and isolating place. And it's been kind of a shock to our systems that naturally has taken a toll on our well-being. I think repeatedly we've heard how important it is to keep our health in check. And repeatedly we've been found foraging in the fridge and in the pantry and maybe restocking our bars a little more frequently than we care to admit. But as a result, our wellness has taken center stage. And given the fact that so much of the workforce has gone remote, employers have had to consider employee well-being as this renewed priority. And while there has been some really great positive trends in employers taking a more holistic approach to employee wellness, this past year put those efforts on steroids. So the results of navigating COVID has brought a much greater focus to the importance of what it means to be a healthy individual, whether it be mentally, physically, and or financially. I think second, if a business wasn't operating in a digital world before COVID, they certainly are now. And there's been this, significant pivot towards technology, and these digital solutions aren't going to be going anywhere. And this is especially true of the fitness industry. The at-home workout is here to stay. I mean, streaming video and virtual programs exploded in their usage last summer. And it's just, to put a kind of statistic on it, last summer during, when we were still being pretty significantly quarantined, 73% of consumers were accessing virtual fitness content as compared to only 19% in the prior year, 2019. So people were really forced to learn how to stay active at home so that they could no longer be at their gyms or cardio classes. So the industry made this pivot to streaming workouts for their clients. And now we've seen almost every at-home brand of fitness equipment incorporate an interactive video feature, whether it's a treadmill, a rower, or even a mirror, right? And the market is reacting favorably, right? Because people now have this freedom to manage their fitness on their time. They're not having to jump in their car and squeeze in a certain class at a certain time at a distant location, right? But as gyms reopen, and as we return to some recognition of what I like to call the before times, I think we're going to see a much bigger hybrid approach to being back at the gym versus being at home and doing your workouts on your own. It'll be a blended approach almost, as opposed to one versus the other.
What can you share with the audience that'll maybe help them towards that direction, like of staying active and healthy? Like what can people do today? I'm one of those low-hanging fruit guys that, like what can they do today? Because I want to give them some inspiration to go do it, and me myself included. What can I do today?
Okay.
What can they do today? What can I do
Exactly.
today?
I think that's a great question, and I think sometimes we overcomplicate it. And I think it can feel so daunting, right? So staying physically active does not mean you've got to go crush a workout and make sure that you end up at CrossFit, right? It is really about being active. And so that's as simple as just going out for a 30-minute walk or getting on a bike and making it a family event. It could be as easy as doing some cleaning around the house or even some gardening and not making it about what we, I think, visualize as staying super active and having to do this massive cardio class. It's really about moving your body. And if you can get a 20-minute walk in, if you get a 30-minute walk in, that's a great step in the right direction to starting to move. And one of the ways that we help our clients with this, because let's face it, it's so easy to wake up each day and have the best of intentions to jump on that fitness wagon, right? I mean, you said it yourself, kind of a low-hanging fruit. Like, I know I want to, but I also know that the hours melt away. And there are a million little distractions throughout any given day that can zap any time that you intend to get your heart pumping. And so one trick that we use with our clients is as simple as it sounds and as easy as it sounds, it really does make a difference. It's about scheduling your fitness like any other appointment on your calendar, whether it should feel like a meeting or even a date or even having coffee with your best friend. You wouldn't cancel on those types of meetings, right? So it's really important that you show up for yourself because truly there's no one else more important. That would be my little tip. Yeah.
So Sharon, if first off, it's been great having you on the show today. I really appreciate you telling us more about the background behind Fit for Good, all the great work you're doing, how you're giving back, and really these tips on how to stay healthy and keep our head in the game. So this has been a great conversation. That being said, if somebody is listening to this or watching it on YouTube and they want to learn more about Fit for Good, what's the best way for them to follow up and to connect with your brand?
That's great. The best way is to visit our website, and you can find us at www.fitforgood.us. And it's fit for FOR, not the number 4, good.us.
Perfect. Well, Sharon, thanks again for coming on the show today and sharing more about what you're doing over at Fit for Good. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you learned a lot. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We'd definitely love for you to be a return listener or viewer. If you're watching us on YouTube, definitely want to keep the conversation going there. And Sharon, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been great.
Thanks so much for having me.